have us learn from some people who've done just that and have faced some tough challenges and been very successful at facing very challenging issues. And our first influencer that we're going to talk about, and I'm just going to give you a little teaser into each one, is Mimi Silbert. She was the founder and president of Delancey Street Foundation, and her challenge is to get repeat felons and drug abusers, particularly lifetime drug abusers, through their own efforts to turn their lives around. Now, that's particularly a challenging issue when you think that 2 out of every 3 felons is rearrested within 3 years. Pretty tough challenge there. She does this by a variety of businesses and a residential program, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit later as we move forward. What did she do to be able to influence here, and how successful was she? The other influencer that we're going to talk about is Howard Markman, and he is the co-director of the Center for Marital and Family Studies at University of Denver, and he is taking on the challenge of helping people maintain their relationships. How do you get people who are unhappy in relationships to enjoy each other's company, to have stable relationships so they don't get divorced? A tough challenge that he took on, and we'll see how effective he was with his influence strategy. The last influencer I'd like you to meet is Dr. Wiwat Rajanapathayakorn. Say that 3 times fast. He calls himself Dr. Wiwat, and so will I. He worked for the Thai Ministry of Public Health, and his challenge was to stop the rampant spread of HIV in Thailand. Back in the 90s, the numbers were increasing at an alarming rate, and Thailand was slated to be one of the countries with the top AIDS rate in the world. But that never happened, largely in part to Dr. Wiwat's influence strategy. Well, what did they do? What did these influencers do? Well, one of the things that they all have in common is they focused on behaviors. Behaviors that drive results. They're universally firm on this point. Before they figure out their influence strategy, they have to figure out what they're going to change. What do we want to change? But what we often do is we think about results or outcomes or what we want to achieve, and we miss the behaviors, which are going to drive those results. Dr. Wiwat faced this when he first went into his big challenge of stopping AIDS in Thailand. His training told him, well, this is an education problem. People need more information. His advisors, who'd been working on the problem for many years unsuccessfully, said, yes, people need more education. But he realized people need to know what to do differently. We need to focus on changing behaviors rather than just giving them information where they may or may not do anything differently. How can you focus on behaviors? We make the same mistake when we're thinking about our own influence strategies. Take weight loss, for example. We say, oh, I want to lose some weight. You might even say, I'd like to burn more calories than I consume. But that's what you want to have happen. How are you going to make that happen? What are you going to do differently every day to achieve that goal? And it happens in the workplace. We say, oh, we just need to launch a new product line and that's going to solve all of our problems, rather than focusing on behaviors. Or we need to bring in a new leadership team. Or we need to restructure our building, rather than behaviors. And by behaviors, I mean things like, and of course this would vary on the challenge that you're facing, but things like, are people speaking up when they see project plans developed that are not based in reality? Are we starting our meetings on time? Those are behaviors. You know, what are we doing? What are you doing? What kind of a behavior can you focus on? Well, this is the first takeaway. When you're thinking about your influence strategy, how can you think about behaviors that are going to drive results, and that will make you a more effective influencer?